Again from Washington, Sam Donaldson.
Imagine for a moment that you wanted to make a publicity splash and would be seen around the world. What would you do? Chances are you'd appear on Larry King Live, the cable television talk show that's become the place to go for those who seek the spotlight. And as Nancy Collins discovered, the reason why almost everyone is stopping by is the program's congenial host.
15 seconds, stand by.
Hello, Director. Yes, camera 6.
Yeah, hello, New York.
Okay.
Now, live from Washington, here's Larry King.
Always a pleasure to regularly assemble our White House correspondents.
He's one of the most famous talkers in America.
Now let's dig into it, Rita.
He does it in Washington
How would you describe this White House?
Tough out here, isn't it? Ooh,
and Los Angeles.
hard to take.
He does it in delis,
Michael Milken!
hair salons,
I saw De Niro last night at the grill.
I'm Larry King with my side of the story from West.
on the radio, even walking down the street alone.
You know, in Brooklyn, if the sign said private, no stickball playing allowed. We used to read it as private, no. Stickball playing allowed.
He was Larry Zeiger back then, and he was born to talk. Thank God radio and TV came along, because now Larry King can talk nightly to millions of people around the world.
I am the kind of interviewer who says two things. Help me. I don't understand. And I'm dumb. I'm Larry Zeiger on the corner in Brooklyn saying, what happened?
The whole world is like a big bar to you, isn't it?
Life is like a giant bar to me. I mean, all the people I've met. I mean, my God, the people I have met in my life.
They come to Larry to confess,
I tremble every time I take the step and I walk out of the wing onto the stage.
laugh,
Bye-bye.
remember,
Well, I've never been in the Watergate, so it's kind of hard for
Never
me to
been in?
comment.
Never been in the
No,
restaurant?
no. Other people were in there, though, unfortunately.
and, well, sometimes something else.
Darling, goodbye.
Goodbye.
When Marlon Brando reached over and kissed you on the mouth, how did you feel?
One, totally shocked. Had no idea he would do that. I'm a lifetime heterosexual. I've never kissed another man on the lips until Marlon Brando kissed me. And I can't stop thinking about him.
You're a donut baker.
For 35 years, he talked to everybody. Then, in 1992, the world really started to listen when a Texas business tycoon floated a provocative idea on Larry King Live.
By the way, is there any scenario in which you would run for president?
You register me in 50 states. And if you're not willing to organize and do that, then this
Wait a minute,
is
are
all
you sa- wait a minute.
just talk.
A lot of people thought that Perot used you.
We all use each other. You're using me, I'm using you. Pro use me, I use him. It's all usage.
Hi, Larry.
Hi.
I want to say hello to my son, Bill Clinton.
Hi, Mother.
And suddenly, using Larry King became the political thing to do.
Hannah, I like that smile.
It's sort of a nightly kitchen roundtable on a global scale. Anyone in the world can call in, and it's always surprising who does.
With us on the phone now is O.J. Simpson.
So why do so many serious journalists not want to take you seriously?
You know, I've never figured that out. I know they call the softballer, he's a personality person. All my life, I've been interviewing people. I consider myself an interviewer. I'm the style section of CNN. I'm not page one. And I also think, frankly, there's a lot of jealousy.
Can you take criticism?
Yeah, easily. Because that I know imperfection. I'm a Jewish kid from Brooklyn. Can I take criticism?
Sid Young, Bob Bro.
I never got Brooklyn out of me. I still tend to my best friends are from Brooklyn. We're all 60 years old. We all feel 11.
That's only out of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn had been paradise until Larry was 10, and his father, a bar owner, dropped dead from a heart attack.
I didn't go to his funeral.
Why not?
I think, this is the thought, I was mad.
Really?
Yeah, I think I took it as leaving me. And I remember I didn't cry. I mean, he was my life, because I changed. I went from great student to bad student, didn't care, tossed away school years, just got through high school.
Without a father, Larry's family was forced to go on welfare for a year and a half.
New York City brought my first pair of glasses.
How did you feel about being on relief?
Terrible.
And it was a stigma.
It was a stigma, and it was embarrassing.
Your bar mitzvah was a very interesting moment in your life, wasn't it?
Very. Standing up there, I always wanted to be in broadcasting,
Right.
but I'd never spoken in front of a crowd before. And I remember, I was 13. It turned me on. It was
Powerful.
riveting because I had them, and my inflections were right, and that I was telling the right story, and the moment was correct. And to this day, those instincts work for me.
In 1957, he went to Miami. 10 days later, he had his own local radio show, then a column in the Miami Herald, later a local TV show. He changed his name to King and started to live like one.
Suddenly I'm, hey, Larry. And I started to believe my notices. So therefore, I could do no wrong. If I only made $200 a week, I could spend $250. Sort of like the government.
What do you do so well in
That's
Washington?
why, for example, deficit spending. Hey, I wrote the rule, right? Balanced budget, what does it mean?
But then it caused you so much trouble in the early
Yeah,
part.
because I borrowed from Peter to pay Paul, but I borrowed from Peter to loan Paul. Well, I had to be bigger than myself. I let my, you know, if I could drive a Lincoln, why not drive a Lincoln?
He talked big. He spent big. And when he fell, that was big too. He ran up gambling debts. In 1971, he was indicted for grand larceny, accused of pocketing $5,000 of someone else's money.
Did you feel you'd done something wrong?
I think I goofed. I didn't handle money well, and it eventually caught up with me. Did I do something wrong? Wrong for myself, yeah.
And you didn't feel that with all the charges and so forth, you'd done anything morally wrong?
Oh, I knew I didn't do anything wrong.
The charges were dropped on a technicality, but the scandal ruined King. He lost his job and declared bankruptcy in 1978. At one point, he was reduced to doing public relations for a racetrack in Louisiana. But he climbed back with the first nationwide radio call-in show, which led to his daily hour on CNN, Larry King Live.
This is the premiere edition of Larry King Live.
Did you really think you could come back up again?
Yeah.
You did?
Know why?
Why?
One, because I knew I wouldn't let myself get down again. And two, I knew how much I missed it. And three, I knew I was good.
Have you always been pretty compulsive?
I'm impetuous. I'm compulsive. Yeah, I'm a compulsive personality. I'm a compulsive broadcaster.
Compulsive, absolutely. If Larry can't keep track of his money, he's at least got his stats on marriage down cold, more or less.
How many times have you been?
4 times.
Why did they say 6?
Well, because I married one woman twice. The mother of my daughter twice. But so 5 marriages, 4 women. In the past 26 years, I've been married twice. On my 62 years on the planet, I have been married 11 years. I am the most single person I know. I never lived with a woman. I never lived in sin.
Or you never lived with one before you got married?
Never. If I fell in love, I got married.
But there's also the shortness of some of your relationships, the marriages that last 8 months and then you're out of there.
Why short relationships? I don't have an answer. Can anybody watching this get up tomorrow morning and say, I will not be attracted to someone tomorrow?
But I guess they don't all marry them. That's the point, huh?
But what do they do then? Date them and drop them? I have trouble letting myself totally out to someone. That's a fear.
Why?
Because I guess maybe like my father, they might leave you.
Currently, he's not married, but there is one special woman in Larry King's life, his daughter Kaya.
She was voted Daughter of the Year. I voted her.
And then there's the women who want to meet him.
I am a tall blonde with blue eyes, slender.
9 years ago, King had heart bypass surgery. He gave up locks for Oat Bran and kicked a 3-pack-a-day habit. Like all his lessons, he learned this one the hard way.
Larry, are you afraid of dying?
Yes. It's one fear I have.
Why?
Because I had a heart attack and I saw that there was no vision, there was no afterlife. I didn't see anybody, I didn't see any big glowing light. I didn't thank God because if God loved me, why'd he give me a heart attack? And I know that this is it.
Do you think that there'll be great sadness someday that you didn't find the great love of your life?
Betty Davis said to me, we can't be married. Right, and she says, because you have a mistress, Larry. And the mistress is right there. And that mistress is not going to let you down. Always going to be there for you. Going to bring you acclaim, going to bring you money. No woman can match it. And any woman who tries to compete with it can't win. Camera's there for you. Let's go to your phone calls. Croningen Holland, hello.
Because he spent so much time in California, there are rumors that Larry King intends to move his show to the West Coast. He told us he'll remain in Washington, but will spend 1 week a month in Los Angeles.